races get called Tuesday night, it's not just a matter of waiting for the numbers and reporting it to the world. There is a lot of work that goes into figuring it all out. So last night, I took a trip into the belly of the beast. The decision desk for 48 hours from now. Chris will be churning out data all night long.
Churn it out.
All right, Chris, so this is where the magic happens?
We like to think of it.
It's like your birthday and Christmas all in one?
And like, because Easter, because of Peeps. But this is, we need a name for it. The problem is, so the old one was the Nerd Tank or the Nerd Aquarium because we were behind a wall of glass for the decision desk. But now, I don't know what this is, the Nerd Tunnel. This is the Nerd Mine, something like that. It needs a name. There's Arnon Mishkin.
Is he a nerd?
He's nerd number one. In the 2012 election, when Megyn Kelly came back to ask us why we had called Ohio, why we called it, I forget which publication deemed Arnon nerd number one and me nerd number two. And I have never been so proud and honored to be the second nerd to any other nerd.
So who all sits here? Who are these people that aren't sitting here yet?
So these
but on election night, what will happen?
So Arnon and my boss, Bill Salmon, and me, and analysts from outside the company, inside the company, that come here and crunch these numbers. And the way that an exit poll works, and I'm going to say this right because Dana Blanton, our polling maven, is over here, and Arnon Mishkin is right here, so I've got to be very careful to say these things. You have
minders.
But the way that, exactly, these are like the political agents from the North Korean government.
Okay.
But the way that exit polling works is, an exit poll is a poll. It just happens to be a particularly good poll because it's about, what, 5,000 human beings get sampled? Even more than that. Even more than that. And it's overlaid with phone call polls that are taken the same day. It's a consortium of media outlets pulled together to produce this awesome sample of voters. And you know what's so good about them? They're all likely voters because they get them at the polling place.
But wait, but that tells you what? Because
I'll tell you what it tells me.
What does it tell you?
What it tells us is what to expect. And now that sample gets weighted, and then we start to match it up with, or the system starts to match it up with real vote as it comes in. So at about 5 o'clock, they will release Arnon from inside the glass tube where the data is kept. He will come in, and we will all sit around like guppies waiting to be fed when he and Dana and company will come in and give us the dope. And that'll be right after 5 o'clock, and then we will say it's going to look like this or it's going to look like that. And then
but you, at that point, you don't tell the public that. It's only right here.
We hold that very, very closely. There's a briefing, and we hold it very closely because, remember, we have a special obligation. We don't want to affect the outcome of the election before the polls close. We want everybody to have a chance to vote. We don't want to be
unlike what happened in 04.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But so we then are comparing real vote with the expected vote from the poll to see how accurate the poll is. The poll can then be reweighted, and then we can really get cooking.
So tell me, what is it like when you're about to make a call? Who does that?
Bill Salmon is the man who pulls the trigger. Arnon and his team are data ninjas, but Bill is the guy that pushes the button, pushes the plunger that makes giant lights and buzzers and everything.
How much pressure is there for you or for Fox News to make a call before somebody else? Or do you not feel that pressure?
We want to beat everybody all of the time, but it's never worth being wrong, and it's never worth even risking being wrong because it happens that the Republic is here.
That's true. Okay, don't run into that.
Don't run into that.
We're going to go upstairs.
This is for a more smoother, an elevated nerd, the James Bond of nerds, Bill the Hemdog Hemmer.
Hemmer.
Brother.
This is like
we have outlawed the word nerd up here.
Really?
Because we call, how are you?
Are we analysts?
Welcome to the data deck.
The data deck.
Did you get that?
Yeah, Captain Kirk.
See what I did there? So we have taken the billboard.
Right.
And we supersized it.
Get out of here. What?
Well, I mean, just here's an example, right?
Okay.
Where we can take states,
right?
Counties. You grew up in.
Well, I was born in Weston County. I'll tell you right. Can I hit it?
You can try. Let's see if it works.
You can try.
There we go.
Right? Weston County. I got it right. Thank you, family.
Wait, you're from a square county in a square state, is what you're saying?
Looks like
in the Black Hills of Wyoming.
So here's what I think is great about this whole room.
Okay.
Is that you get the information before anyone else gets the information.
Oh, up here?
Yes. Well, I mean.
Am I going to be up here?
You will, actually.
Excellent.
In fact, you'll be right over here.
Okay.
I mean, shall we go?
Let's try at the deck. Come on.
The great value of the data deck is that you get information before everybody else. So you'll have your spin meisters on TV telling you how it's going, and you can say,
but
But really.
But that's not what the facts show. So that's great value up here.
All right, so when we talk about, we were just down in the nerd tunnel where we're harvesting that data. As we're doing that, what are you curating? What are the things, when you look at this map, what's the first thing that you're going to look for on Election Day that's going to tell you the story of the night?
Yeah, I think every time Carl Cameron has come on television this past week, he's mentioned 4 states.
Okay.
And that's Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Florida.
And Florida.
Right. And we know Donald J. Trump has to win 3 of those 4 states, right? Or or the map gets.
Well, if he wins 4 of 4, he would be
blowing the
president of the
lights
United States.
Yeah.
Short of that, if he were to lose one of those, if it's in North Carolina, you can still get to 270 for him.
But then you need a Michigan. Then you need a Wisconsin.
Perhaps.
Or that's why Donald Trump's going to Minnesota.
Is he going to Minnesota?
He is.
On Monday.
Get out of it.
I was asking them, so how much pressure they're under to make a call and to make it before any other network, but to get it right. How does the information from down there get to you so that how much confidence do you need to have before you touch a state?
Every number that they're getting downstairs, not everyone, but most of the numbers will be fed through this machine directly.
So it's robots. There's no human error.
We see at the same time that they see it.
Okay.
There is other data that they can use, though, historical data. I was talking to Carl about that this past weekend. And remember Ohio 4 years ago when he was challenging the call we made?
We were just talking about that.
You were?
Yeah.
It was a big moment.
Downstairs in the nerd tunnel?
Yeah.
I was with him at that time. I knew why. He wasn't saying Romney was going to win Ohio.
He just said he wanted us to wait to put him out of his misery.
He was making the case that it was too early to make the call
and yet,
because of exactly what you just described. And the history for the counties and the vote, be it Republican or Democrat.
But we had such a delicious slice of electoral pumpkin pie that we had just served up.
The map could look very different. The last few times you've done this, the map has looked pretty much the same with a few. But could this be a historical night where you're going to unveil for America that are watching Fox News Channel a new map?
It has the potential.
And a northern tier of states with the working class white voters and all that stuff. This could be a realigning election, and this is why it feels like history. And that's why America needs more Bill Hemmer.
Right.
This is the simplest thing.
I love it when I see you on Fox News.
Thank you. Welcome to the data, Dak.
This is where we're going to get down. This is going to be good. All right.